she give like a thumbs up or something?
Yeah.
Hey, Ainsley. Hey, Annie. How you doing, love? Hey, hope you're doing well. First in line. Yes, sure enough. There's Alice. Yeah. Hey, Patricia. Oh, hanging in there, love. Hey, Judy. They're all saying, hey, Christina.
Hey. I don't know why I said hey like that.
I don't know.
I don't know. It just came out.
Y'all all doing okay? I know the feeling, love. Uh, I know there's an age difference there, but I know what you mean. Me and my aunt and somebody that was like a sister to me and still is helped me with my mom um, until it got to where my aunt couldn't help anymore, and I had to move to Illinois to have around the clock help. So I know exactly what you're talking about. And trust me, something good will come back tenfold for you too. Hey, Joni.
Hey, Joey.
I couldn't even spell unnormal.
Unnormal?
Yeah.
It's spelled normal first, and then put UN in front of it.
I'm just kidding.
I mean, that's the easy way to do that. Tracking.
I'm not. I mean, like I said, I went through school. The front door, out the back door. So I did definitely go to school. Um, don't know if you've seen them or not, but I filmed my mother's journey from when she very first had her first stroke. She ended up having 9, and I filmed it all the way up to the end. Took me a minute. I spent days in trees on my leg. Yeah, I've seen all of them. Thank you, love. It's no easy task taking care of people. Yeah, X-rays. I understood what you meant. Uh, I talked to Wanda today, and she's she's been a hurting real bad. Uh, Johnny says, "Hey, Christine.
Hey, Johnny.
I asked all of you to keep her in your thoughts and prayers. Um, she said for about the last week or so, said she ain't got much sleep. Her daughter's got her medicine up there at her house, and said she finally come down last night and gave her about a half of one. It eased her off enough so she could kind of go to sleep for a little while. Uh, so everybody, just like I said, if you don't care, just keep one in your thoughts and prayers, and we're gonna try to get out there. Um, you off Saturday? You said.
You mean
I think she said Saturday, but anyway, I'm going to go out there and see her.
Saturday? No. You're
No,
thinking of Monday. I work.
so you're off Monday.
Yeah.
Okay, well Monday.
Oh, I'm off Monday. I work Saturday. And
Okay,
Sunday.
okay. Well, we'll go out there Monday. Thank you. Thank every one of you. See, that's the thing. That's the difference. See out there, she hurts all the time. She's by herself all the time. All them, hey Paula,
Holly wants crack.
all them go to work. Well, Wanda, my aunt Wanda, my aunt Wanda. If you go back and watch any of my videos, uh, you'll see her mostly on videos. She was on a few lives with me too, but you'll see her mostly on videos, graveyard videos, things like that. Uh, we had her a birthday video here, and yeah, well, she said she's been hurting all week, like I said, and her daughter keeps her medicine, and on her daughter half a muscle relaxer last night, and she got a little bit of relief then, and she's left alone all day long, and I know if she was to take, say, a couple of muscle relaxers, she would end up falling. But I know Wanda, and when I mean I know Wanda, I mean it. She said that her hip and her lower back was hurting. I guarantee you, she's fell and not said nothing to anybody. I told that bunch out there that it's about time, you know, going to help with you, with your mama and everybody. But the deal was supposed to be that she would have somebody out there with her all the time when they were at work. Well, that didn't happen either. And Wanda wouldn't want to tell me because she knows what I do. Um, she's wanting us to get Mother and Larry a little headstone. And she said, in the crying, I couldn't stand that. And I said, she she thought that me and my sister, that she may get something that we wouldn't like or something other. And and I stopped her right there in her tracks. And I said, "Listen, hey Tony," I said, "it don't make no difference what you get. She gonna love it, and we will too." She said, "Well, I want y'all to like it too." I said, "We will." I said, "Get that part plumb out your mind." I said, "Don't even question it again." She said, "What I need to have put on it?" I said, "Anything you want." You know, I said, "Put mother and grandmother or something, or mother and sister. That's your sister. Um, whatever." She said, "Well, I may do both of them a black one, Larry and mother." I said, that's fine." And she's talking about is found them somewhere for like $800 or something, and the only other thing you have to do is pay for the inscriptions or whatever that you put on it, and it comes with it's actually the whole thing. It comes with a plaque that it sets on that goes in the ground, and then they give you this tube of stuff that you put around, and then you set the stone down on it. So it that way it's just there. And I told her about how Mama's that bush come up and overcoming Mama's headstone. You can't even see the headstone hardly, and it wasn't like that the other day when we was up there. This last time we was up there, y'all seen it? It looked like all kind of mess up there. So I got to find my machete around here somewhere and go up there and take that down. And I gotta get that root up so I can plant her another tree. Um, but see, Wanda sits and worries about everything, and the only time she gets to leave that little old thing they got her out there is she says that they take her to uh, town usually on Saturday, and on Sunday, if she feels like it, that lady comes and gets her. She goes to church. um, but with them letting her sit in there hurt like that, that's got to stop. I tried working with her daughter over this. Um, I don't want to throw anybody under the bus. I'm just saying that they need to step up to the plate here. They cannot go to work and aim to just let her sit and hurt all day long, or hurt all through the night because you think a muscle relaxer is too much for her, when they could give her a muscle relaxer and say, "Okay, let's go lay down for a while." And that way it'll work on you, and then you can sleep it off. She needs around the clock, constant watching. That that's it. That's what's got to happen. I am when you When you hear one to cry, it'll make you cry. Trust me. Well, all y'all know that's been here a minute. Uh, that's just not right. Keep her medicine and let her stay in pain. Even my mom, I wouldn't cut her back with no daggum pain medicine. When you hurt, you hurt. There's very few days in my life that I don't hurt. You can even ask Christina right here. Some days just going to the store, I hurt so bad, I pour sweat. I'm just shaky. I get pale. My back's just screwed. And wonder with that hip replacement and that two spots that was fractured on her back. I mean, she's got to have her meds, or I'm gonna have to talk to her doctor one. So the doctor will talk to them and tell them what to do. Because myself, I have no use for none of them people out there. Just simple as that. No use whatsoever. I mean, but everybody got an opinion, right? Well, that's my opinion on my side of the family out that way. Uh, I wouldn't care if I didn't ever see them again, you know. But when it comes to Wanda, it gets me cranky. So I believe the best step is just to tell her doctor that they're not giving her pain meds as needed and keeping them away from her. And she's constantly a hurting. And could y'all, you know, step up and say something to her daughter when she comes down here for a visit or whatever? Or could you call out there and tell them to start making sure that she takes one every 4 hours, every 6 hours, whatever it is, and stop keeping her meds from her? And by law, if you call and report someone that's either abusing or someone's taking from you, they could put you in the hot seat. But I told Wanda what to tell them today. If that don't work, then I'm gonna call the doctor. I can't stand calling out there and hearing her cry. See, here she was at home. There, like a hotel somewhere with no help. Yeah, she's just the best. Wanda's just one of them. She would lay her life down for anybody and wouldn't even think seconds about it. Yeah, I mean, um, I'm gonna take a well, I can't with that. Come here and take a picture of this. For me phone, let me do it. One or the other. All these, it's got the prayers and all up. One day enjoy seeing all that. We'll just have to blow it up for her.
You'd have to. unless I pulled it up on my phone and just took a screenshot.
Well, you might want to do that too. You can see how well it did. Um, yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank every one of you. They're always working. Her daughter works. She has to drive an hour to get to work. She leaves about 4 o'clock in the morning. And then her husband, he goes in, I think, about 7, and he don't get off till 3 or 4, 5 o'clock. And her daughter don't get home till sometimes 7, 8 o'clock. And I sit down with her, and I told her, I said, that's fine. I said, but she's not to be left alone. She said, well, they can't nobody watch her 24/7 like that. And I'm like, well, yeah, you can. You know, you can keep your butt at home and tend to her. And what I meant by that is they allowed her to work from home when Wanda was in the hospital. They could let her do the same thing while she's living there with them. Wanda needs somebody every minute of the day. I'm telling you, if you met Wanda, you'd fall in love in 10 seconds.
Then you would understand.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I'm going to. Uh, I got that video where Christina cut that grass out of the mother's little old thing there, and I showed that bush thing on the camera. So Wanda said cut it down, so it's going down. But like I said, come Monday, we'll let her see it all, and that way she'll know. And I don't want her to think that we would not agree with anything she does, because it don't make no difference what she gets.
It could be purple and I'd be okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care. Whatever Wanda wants, Wanda gets it.
I was just saying that as an example, though.
If she wants, mother's favorite color was black, and how odd that may seem, there's a lot of people that love the color black.
Oh yeah.
So she found them 2 little ones like that. They're not big, and that's what she's going to try to do. And she was worried that, like I said, that we might not like it. And I told her, I said, don't you even have second thoughts about something like that. I said, because whatever you get will be perfect. She'll love it. We'll all love it. My foster parents, my dad's, I helped my foster dad put it on his grave. Yeah. No, that's the trouble. She don't have nobody to talk to. And Wanda is one of them talkers. It kills her not having nobody to talk to. When she's here, she know that she could holler and I'm right there. I should have filmed it one night, but we got in a paperwad fight in there in the living room, and she had the best time throwing paper around I ever seen in my life. She can't stand being by herself. It scares her. But again, I know Wanda, and I believe she has slipped down somewhere. Maybe trying to get up off the couch or coming from that little bedroom thing into the kitchen or something. I don't know. Maybe on the doorsteps. I don't know. But the way she's going on about her hip and her back, she's definitely not just sitting and laying on it wrong. Something had to happen. Yeah, humidity plays a role in it too. Yeah. Yeah, she misses it. Mm-hmm. Hey, Kathy. Yeah, it is. It's exactly what it is, Judy. Yeah, she needs that life alert. Yeah. Thank you, Patricia. Yeah, sure can. Thank you. Bless you. Bless every one of you. Um, they do down there in town, but she would never have anybody to take her and to have fun, to do anything like that. Um, like I said, they all work and then they come home. They're tired. They don't do nothing. She's just gonna sit out there and waste away out of boredom, out of missing being at home, and it's just I think it's just starting to get to her. First, it was kind of okay because she was around her daughter a little bit more and her grandkids and stuff, but it's got to the point where she's more by herself than anything, and she just she just knows here is at home. But for Wanda, wherever I am, that is home. Yeah, yeah, that's right. Bless you, Lord. We did. We took her 3 sacks of craft stuff out there. Uh, she just got them put over in the corner. She's not. She's just not even had the heart to do that. Wanda is missing home. Now messing around, hurting. Yeah. If she was here right now, she'd be sitting right there on the other side of Christina, and I guarantee you she'd have them over there either painting some junk or eating candy and putting making making them things. I guarantee you. But but she would her worries would go away. She'd be at home and she'd be happy. But right now this is pretty much hell on earth for her. She appreciates what her daughter has done. Don't get me wrong about that. And I'm not throwing them under the bus. I'm just saying either either they start giving her medicine the way she's supposed to get it, or a doctor can have somebody supervised to go and make sure that's taken care of. Um, And yeah, it is time that they, decide to actually start helping with her. Y'all even said that if they're willing to help, let her go. And I've always told one, always, you want to go out there, you go. And okay, uh, it's just she's missing it. She's just missing being at home. But she's kind of torn between three hearts. You know, she's she appreciates her daughter and her husband getting that little old building thing for her, and putting a bed in it and whatnot. It does look nice in there. Um, she does like being able to see the grandkids when she can. Um, but she can't get out and about. Hey Tanya, and we was always taking her out, doing something. Even up in Illinois, we'd even take her out to the cemetery up there. Um, she loves being in front of that camera. Um, it's it's just getting to her. And myself, I think I appreciate what her daughter has done up till this point, but keeping her meds from her and letting her hurt and taking chances of her falling, that changes the whole ball game. No, no, sure ain't. And that's what I told them to start with. They wouldn't listen to me. They put her in that old nursing home thing down there, and she couldn't half stand that neither. But at least down there she had somebody to talk to. Um, till a woman kept coming in her room stealing her colored pencils. She was all right. She caught that woman in there stealing her colored pencils and wanted to run her off. Bless you, love. So yeah, y'all just keep your thoughts and prayers on Wanda, and ask good Lord to let that pain ease off. Yeah, should be for this. Yeah. Well, I told Jens I would let you know like next time I talk to her, and she can actually hear me a little bit now. So yeah. Well, she was down there for a few months, but um, see that what it is, they hold it over my head that she fell in there, and it was They say it's my fault that she fell, but it was not my fault she fell. We talked about that again this evening. She said it didn't have nothing to do with you uh, doing anything to make me fall. I said no. I said we didn't even hear you hit the floor. She same thing again. Talked about getting her feet tangled up in that daggum them sheets in there. And yeah, they wanna blame me and be mad at me, uh, thinking that it's my fault cause she fell down. They thought that she got into my medicine or something, and that's just not the case. Uh, when she finally got to the hospital, they said that her toxins was so high that it was giving her stroke-like symptoms. Well, the last time me and her daughter talked about that, just so happened she didn't remember hearing nothing about no toxins in the body. But that's bullcrap because y'all even heard me talk about it. Um, she had too many talks. She got where she couldn't pee or anything else, and it built up toxins, and it started causing her to have like uh, uh, stroke symptoms, falling around, slurring speech, and all that stuff. And I seen that in mother, and I thought that's probably what Wanda's having too. Come find out, it was just toxins in the blood causing it. But then during Thanksgiving, I think it was Thanksgiving when they come out, wasn't it?
But
Wanda.
yes.
Well, come Thanksgiving, we was sitting there and all talking about it, and I said, "Well, I said, shoot," because they was talking about they got her a doctor, and I said, "Well, have they said anything about that? If her toxins are down, or if they're up again, or what?" She said, "Well, I ain't never heard nothing about no uh, uh, toxins." And I thought to myself, man, the doctor talked to both of us, me and you, standing right there beside of her. What you mean you don't know? So that's the way they try to play it off, is they don't recall the doctor saying that. Well, all they gotta do is pick up the phone, they'd call and they'd tell them. But that's all it was. It was just toxins built up in her, caused her to be confused, dizzy, uh, uncoordinated. She got tangled up in the sheets getting off the bed and fell and hit the closet door and her back of her arm on the nightstand. And they blame it all on me. When the doctor plainly said that it was nothing anybody's done, it's just the way her body's uh, reacted. When you can't use the bathroom either way, it builds up toxins. I didn't even know that, but at least now, daggum, I do. But she was just playing ignorant, claiming she didn't know that. So anyway, I have faith in the good Lord, and I know He'll hear every one of His prayers. So I ain't, I ain't got to worry with it. He'll tend to it. Yeah, they blame me. They found a couple of bottles of my old medicine from back about 15 years ago in her old nightstand in there when they was cleaning them all out. They were dated back about 15 years ago. Uh, and they just thought right then that she'd been into my medicine, you know. That wasn't the case. Yeah. Yeah, you need someone constant. Yeah. Yeah, it'd be only right. And I believe she did fall. Wanda would not be hurting the way she's hurting if she hadn't. Like I said, I know Wanda, and I know there was something she was keeping from me. So apparently, this happened about a week ago. Yeah, exactly, and that's what happened. That's what happened.
Still say the Lord.
The Daniel Martel.
He's on meth.
He's on meth.
He sells meth. Still say the Lord.
The Daniel Martel.
He's on meth.
He's on meth.
He sells meth. And he makes it. And he don't wake the kids. He beats the kids. He beats their daughter.
That's why
But her daughter might know more than you think. I said your daughter's lying. You must know what happens. Only 3 people in the state.
Exactly.
We had to do polygraph and everything.
You did your polygraph too?
Yeah, because we used to drop the kids off over there.
So you and Cindy and
I heard it.
Dropped the kids off over there. Dropped the kids off over there. Didn't say anything about Janie watching the kids, so. But like I said, at the time when she fell and did all that, Christina was here. She knows it. We was over here in another room, and neither one of us heard her hit the floor. Neither one of us. And she even helped get her up a couple times, and after getting the bathroom. I mean, it was to the point to where so much toxins was fighting against her white and red blood cells that it would have took her out. So it's a good thing she did go to the doctor. Well, she's always had old chalky bones, kind of about like mine is now. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Beat them. Everyone around here knew. We heard the screams every night. That's not a rumor. That's a confession from a neighbor who lived steps away from the trailer where Lily and Jack Sullivan disappeared. 2 children, gone without a sound. And this is where their story begins. On the surface, it looked like a tragic accident. 2 siblings, just 6 and 4, who supposedly wandered off into the woods in the dead of night while their parents slept. That was the original story, the official version, the one local news ran with for weeks. But the people who knew, them neighbors, teachers, case workers, they saw the cracks early on. First, the timeline. Cindy claimed she tucked the kids into bed around 9:15 p.m. and that she and Daniel watched a movie and fell asleep shortly after. But then...
And see, she told her boyfriend to just go ahead and stay there because she was going to be working late that night. Boy, ain't that a big change in what they're saying.
Daniel told officers he was watching a hockey game alone until nearly midnight. When asked what movie they watched, Cindy couldn't remember. When asked what game Daniel was watching, he named a matchup that didn't happen that night. It wasn't just forgetfulness. It was disconnection. It was contradiction. And then there's the motion-activated camera from a house behind the woods. It picked up movement around 2:03 a.m. A figure low to the ground, holding what appeared to be a bundle. Grainy, unclear, but there was no doubt someone was out there, and it wasn't an animal. That footage was quietly dismissed by police as unidentifiable, but locals saw what they saw, and they haven't stopped talking about it. Next, the bruises. These weren't just scraped knees or playground falls. These were handprints, belt lines, old bruises over new ones. The preschool flagged them twice. Once in early March when Jack cried uncontrollably after being asked to remove his sweater, despite the classroom being warm. And once in May when Lily flinched every time someone raised their voice.
If that's not putting fear in a child, what is it? Every time anybody would raise their voice, she would just freeze up.
Teacher filled out a CPS referral. It was confirmed later that a file had been opened on Daniel Martel. That file is sealed now, but insiders say it contained interviews with neighbors, photos of injuries, and a recommendation for follow-up within 30 days. No one followed up. There's more. An audio recording buried in the middle of the investigation.
Still say the Lord. That's Daniel Mattel. He's on meth. He's on meth. He sells meth. And he makes it. He don't like the kids. He beats the kids. He beats her daughter. That's why her daughter might know more than you think. I think your daughter.
Her daughter knows more than anything. Yeah, CPS failed them. That's why now that they've come across them two bodies and got Jack and Lily's clothes, they're not going to make a mistake again. You'll hear right here all the confessions. And you've seen how loud his mama was talking, you know. Nobody can stand to be around her no more than a minute. I mean, no, but I've been hearing about them all the time. It was really bad last year, leaving babies in the car. One of them got caught, stuck a temperature gun in the car, had already opened the door a couple of times, and it registered 140 something degrees. They didn't want it to get that far, Sabina. They didn't want it to get that far. And that was RCMP's doings, because they know that they failed them. And they know that she would lay down the law in Birmingham. So, yeah. So, to keep it kind of away from them, and two, it being in Canada, I'm sure Nancy would have loved to have got a hold of that, because she don't care where you're at in the world. But she ain't gonna do nothing but throw the truth at you right in your face. And now that they have found the bodies, they're just letting people do what they're doing, not doing any interviews, no nothing. That's over with. And anybody with eyes ought to see that by now. There's nobody doing interviews anymore. And there's a reason for that. They're trying to do their job at the coroner's office. And they don't need no speculation coming up somewhere, this and that and another, and trying to throw the case off. Because even though, if they confirm it, and it's DNA, and somebody says, well, they found this, they found that, then they got to go check this and go check that, and it's just something else to analyze. It's just bypassing time, and they don't want that crap. But if you notice, there's no more RCMP notifications for any type of interviews or anything right now. It's come to a halt. So they're trying to do their job finally, and they know they can't mess this one up this time. This will be it. So.
You must know what happens. Only 3 people in the state. Exactly. We had to do polygraphs and everything. You did get a polygraph? Yeah, because we used to drop the kids off over there. So you and Cindy and
drop the kids off over there.
Made by a neighbor who was testing out a wildlife mic in her yard. What she caught wasn't raccoons. It was a child's voice, Lily's, possibly screaming, "Stop, please stop," followed by a loud, echoing bang. Police dismissed it as nonspecific and never released it to the public. But that neighbor, she played it for others. And no one who heard it could forget it. after the children vanished. The community turned inward. Searches were organized. Flyers posted, helicopters scanned the woods. The dogs were brought in, but they lost the scent at the riverbank behind the trailer, right where an old hunting trail disappears into thicker brush. If someone wanted to carry a child or two into the forest and never be seen again, that's where they go. Locals know it. Hunters know it. Daniel grew up here. He knew it too, and still no shoes, no clothes, no backpack, not even Jack's dinosaur plush, the one he clutched like a lifeline every night. Nothing. Daniel gave just one public interview. He sat stiff, eyes twitching, voice cracking. He said they were the light of his life, but he never once said their names. When asked directly, "Did you hurt them?" he laughed, said, "Of course not." But no one watching laughed with him. The top comment on that video. He didn't say no, he just deflected. Cindy, meanwhile, vanished. Not literally, but emotionally. She hasn't spoken to the media since late June. She deleted her Facebook. Her last post, now archived by internet sleuths, said, "No one knows what we're going through. Please stop judging." Since then, silence. Some say she's afraid. Others say she's guilty. A few believe she made a deal. But here's what we do know. The system had red flags. It had warnings. It had time. But no one acted fast enough. Not CPS. Not law enforcement. Not the family members who now say they had a bad feeling about Daniel. If they had acted when the bruises showed up, maybe we wouldn't be telling this story today.
Mm-hmm.
So no, this isn't just about a missing persons case. This is about two children failed by the adults around them. It's about a family hiding behind silence.
Yeah.
About a town with rumors too consistent to ignore.
Yeah.
And about secrets buried deep in a forest that no longer feels safe. Lily and Jack Sullivan didn't just disappear. They were erased, quietly, efficiently, and maybe intentionally. This is Daniel Martel, the stepfather, the only adult male in the house the night Lily and Jack disappeared. He hadn't been in their lives long, just over a year, but in that time...
That's a lie. Because Malaya's boyfriend was there that night too. So he wasn't the only guy there. And Numbnuts was there as well.
Everything changed. Quiet rural life turned into something darker. At first, he was just Cindy's new boyfriend, someone she met online after a rough divorce. He moved into the trailer midwinter when no one was paying much attention. But soon enough, the neighbors started to notice. Late night yelling, doors slamming, lights flickering on and off at 3 a.m., the sound of children crying. At first, people thought it was just a family adjusting. But then came the bruises. Caitlin, Cindy's older daughter from a previous relationship, had a black eye once. She said she fell. Another time, she missed school for a week. No explanation. Jack was seen limping on the playground. When a teacher asked what happened, he froze. Said nothing. There were whispers. He's too strict. He doesn't talk to the kids. He barks at them. They flinch when he walks into the room. Still, nothing was done. Not officially. But behind closed doors, stories grew louder. One neighbor told police after the kids vanished. He beat them. He locked them in a room. I heard it. All of us did. RCMP confirmed that.
They plainly said in a closet. In a closet. And once moved in a basement.
Daniel was already known to police, not just in Nova Scotia. Elsewhere, too, a string of domestic disturbance calls tied to his name. Police reports that never led to charges. A woman in New Brunswick filed protection order against a man with his exact description in 2020. It was dismissed after she failed to show up in court. Back in the trailer, the children's behavior changed. Jack became clingy, refused to let his teacher leave the room. Lily started biting her nails until they bled. Caitlin, normally outgoing, grew silent. When a social worker visited in May 2023, she filed a report. That file was sealed shortly after. No one, not even the family's attorney, has seen what was inside. Still, Cindy defended him. She posted smiling photos, wrote about second chances, told friends he's been through a lot. But then something changed after the children vanished. She stopped posting altogether, deleted her Facebook, ignored media calls, and most shockingly, according to law enforcement, she stopped cooperating with investigators just 6 weeks into the case. She hasn't spoken to RCMP since June. What changed? Why go silent? If she was innocent, if Daniel was innocent, why cut off communication? The public wants to know. Was she covering for him or afraid of him? Some believe Cindy is just another victim, trapped in a toxic relationship, manipulated, broken. Others believe she knew what Daniel was capable of and chose to look the other way. Some go further, saying she may have helped him cover something up, something awful, something that explains why 2 children vanished without a trace. No clothes, no toys,
Good
not
deal.
even a footprint. And then there
She's going to be making that peanut butter and chocolate bars for us. Anybody home?
Yes, I was listening.
You got them things shoved up in your ears, don't you?
No, they're right here.
I'm gonna have to get her here, Nate.
I'm about to hit you. Keep it up.
What did I say? What did I say?
When you said 2 different things right there
What did I say? She said.
About candy, making what was it called? Candy.
Yeah. What was it called?
I can't remember the freaking name of it.
If you'd pulled out the other ear tube, you could have heard it. Don't do that. Knock something off up here.
Behave.
I'm gonna knock you out.
I'm gonna knock you out.
She's gonna be making the peanut butter bars.
I know.
So.
I know something to do with peanut butter bars.
You didn't know nothing.
Yes, I did.
Crazy thing.
I'm smacking you with something. You're lucky I don't got nothing near me right now to smack you with.
Yeah, it don't get much sadder than this with children.
The timeline. Daniel claims the kids were last seen around 7:45 p.m. on May 18th, watching TV. He says they went to bed, and when he checked on them around midnight, they were gone. No forced entry, no signs of struggle. But neighbors say something else. One woman said she saw Daniel's truck leaving the property around 11:20 p.m. Another claimed she heard a child scream around the same time, but dismissed it as a nightmare or a raccoon. The hunting trail behind the trailer was searched, so was the abandoned well deeper in the woods. Cadaver dogs picked up a scent, then lost it near the riverbank, the same area where police found cigarette butts and a discarded glove. No DNA matches yet, but something happened out there. This isn't just about a bad man with a temper.
Now this spot that they're talking about, hey D, this spot that he's talking about next to that river, that's where they found the remains. And to get to that area, you have to drive around and come up that side road and come in that way. He knowed that nobody would ever be going up through there or be looking. They would think it's too treacherous to try to walk through, and plus it would be too deep. And all along, well, once they were taken out of that basement, put outside in a little shallow grave. Well, that's when some some type animal moved the skull, and apparently, whenever they were, uh, whenever they called police, and they uh, shifted around the dirt here and there a little bit, that's when they found their clothes. Um, but the thing it was is the vehicle that was used was not Daniel's truck. Now that could have been a leader showing where to go to, because none of us didn't know. But the actual vehicle was one of her friend's SUVs, and that's where they went. And see, they thought like I said, they played a good game, but they've lost on this one. If it hadn't just been for just so happened somebody hiking that trail, they would have never been found. So some animal pulled that skull up to where somebody could notice it. You think about that. You walking up a trail, you know, just hiking, looking at the scenery. You see something over there, looks like a weird shaped rock. You roll over and it's a daggum skull with some missing teeth and child size skull. Then you call authorities and you wait on them to get there so they can track your phone, and then they find bodies that's been dismembered. Now, either this could go two ways. And I gotta say it this way because it's the truth. This dismemberment could have been done purposely, or it could have been done by animals. Now they'd be able to tell on the bone if it was a saw or anything such as that, or a machete or something. But yeah, uh, if not, then it was animals that has dismembered. You got to remember, they got wolves up there, bear, all kind of things. So they may not have dismembered the children themselves, or either they did and made it easier for the animals. Only them and them babies and the good Lord know the truth. But either way, it's a sorry way to do anybody.
About patterns, missed warnings, a system that failed to connect the dots in time because people reported, teachers raised flags, neighbors called, but nothing changed, and now 2 children are gone. So we look again at Daniel Martell, the stepfather, the last adult to see them alive, a man with a past, a man whose name sends a chill through a community that once trusted him. And we ask the question no one wants to say out loud, but everyone's thinking, did Daniel snap? Did Cindy help cover it up? Or are they both hiding a truth that could finally bring Lily and Jack home? In the quiet days that followed Lily and Jack Sullivan's disappearance, an eerie silence took over, not just in the woods surrounding their trailer, but in the public narrative. The RCMP had initially launched a full-scale operation. 9 units, helicopters, mounted patrols, thermal drones. The first 48 hours were a flurry of motion. There were maps, press conferences, emotional pleas. Volunteers arrived with flashlights and walking sticks. Hopes were high.
And now, that there's none of that. Um, so we know that it was them. I mean, we're not dumb by no means.
It might be the final thing holding this case hostage. What this case might be turning into. This isn't just about two missing children anymore. But torn off in fear, pressed into the dirt by a small shoe or trembling hand, left as a marker in the only way a child could leave one. What if it wasn't just lost, but planted, a desperate breadcrumb?
We're talking about that shoe print from Lily. Well, where was it? Come on now.
Still say the Lord. That's Daniel Mattel. He's on meth. He's on meth. He sells meth.
Of course he does. Yeah.
So I put together all of my screenshots, and it's not complete, but well, from Daniel here mentioning the only rugs on the property were Malaya's. There's another one, Malaya. So they're both implicating each other for being addicts.
Well, we done know they're addicts, dummy. I want to see that when it first popped up on the.
Oh, my beautiful replay audience, thank you so much for tuning.
What I wrote it down. I'll just have to type it in. It was at.
That have gone on. Again, this isn't a game at all. It's not a game to us. Might be under the care. Yeah. Sometimes, like myself, sometimes you just need to take some time off. You need to, I get them to bed. I was outside. But at midnight, I flicked the lights on and off, and they were sleeping, Kent. So again, this is through, I'm not sure if I think Messenger, but that's the last time I seen Jack. but I remember seeing Lily at around 8 to 8:30 in the morning and heard Jack in the kitchen. Comprehensible. I know that
I can't tell you why Lily is not showing up at the visuals. The reason
I done heard that. Wish they'd stop with that stupid music.
we'll go through this, but what will be great is when Belinda's on tonight, and again, her thoughts, because she's had some thoughts for a while on different things, right? And I think this is a perfect day that this interview with Janie Mackenzie, which is Daniel, of course, Martel's mother that lives on the property in that trailer. And there's a lot of stuff that she said in the public group. I'm still trying to work through some of that stuff in my head. So just know I'll probably have more clarity in my brain on the next live for that stuff.
Where the kids play. My bedroom is right there.
Sweet little violet flower there, for sure. You know, is that him in that yellow shirt that's kind of walking?
I don't know. I as far as
Up his sister, here, hit the gate. And you don't think that
and as Malaya comes out and tells us a story that's believable, and we can connect the points together with some of the truths that we have and dispute the lies that we know we've got, either her or her mother, because I think that she probably, even though she might not have the greatest relationship with her mother, from what we've been told, I still think that she would have confided in her in some sense. And other than that, we're waiting for the RCMP. And
there you go.
I don't know how else.
Waiting for the RCMP. I don't know. I think they got that confused too, because she was seen standing on that side road up there. I believe that when she was hearing Jack and Lily, she wanted out. Yeah. It's just heartbreaking. But just like she just said, you know, now it's up to the RCMP, the authorities, to try to piece everything together that can be put back together. Some things, like I said, may never be found. It could be miles and miles apart, you know, from animals. But if they could get like a leg or anything like that, or torsos, you know, part of the spine, anything, they could match the DNA up. I think that people need to go ahead. We've done as far as we possibly can go with this. We're going to have to go ahead and start doing some other children as well. Not if it was empty, no. Now if there was still some brain matter in it, yeah. But there's reasons why we don't know all these things yet. That's because they're not putting it out to the public. RCMP is not doing interviews. Um, there's a lot of things that was going on that now is not going on. And there's a reason behind that. They're trying to do their job. And they don't want to make a mistake that, okay, here's one of them, and then right there was the other. And even they got clothes that was for them. They still got to make sure that that's both them. Um, they may have to search for miles and miles just to see if they can find remnants of a bone or whatever. If just being 3 months in a rural area like that, they still should be some DNA there, yeah. But now, like I said, if the skull was empty, they couldn't get it that way. But if they can get like I said, for like a leg or arm or something where they can get some bone marrow out, then yeah, they can do it. They need to let them just do their job, and when they get done doing their job, arrest all of them, and go ahead and let them go to court. It'll go before grand jury. Every one of them will be indicted for it, and they'll go from there. And there's another thing people better start thinking about. Numbnuts has dropped completely out of the picture. And they best not come from Malaya with lights and sirens. I'm telling you. I've heard that she was arrested because of the fact that she left with a baby when it was under the care with her mom. I don't know if they still have her in custody, but or if they do or they don't, it ain't gonna make no difference. They're still going to get her one way or the other, but they got to do it easy. And one thing makes me think that she is still in custody is because there's no evidence of her walking around, no footage of her anywhere. I mean, she's not gonna go in a bedroom and not come out of that bedroom for however long. I mean, she's gonna want to go shopping. She's gonna want to see her friends. She's this and that and other. And right now, there's no sightings of her. So most definitely, she can be locked up right now. And who knows? Daniel could be locked up right now because, like I just said, they are not doing any more interviews right now. Everything that we're hearing is already in past tense. So looks like they are already getting into it. The recording from that live call in with Jack's mom, Daniel's mom, that was the last thing that anybody's ever heard of her. So, and it's just like, yeah, it's just like numbnuts fell off the face of the earth too. So, and for the rest of them as well, because right now there's, like I said, with no interviews, with no insight of anybody and everybody around in that area, if they see any of them people out in public, they're gonna snap photos of it and they're gonna post it online. And we're not getting any of that. So where are they all at? Why are they not being seen out in public? Putting two together, I mean, it's still going to be four either way you look at it. Right. I mean, well, see, that's the thing. That's what I was meaning just a second ago. If Durwood was out in the public, if Daniel's somewhere out in public, Malaya's somewhere out in public, Jenny out in public, Malaya's mom, Malaya, anybody, they would people be taking photos of these people and posting it where they were seen in public. But we're not getting that. We're not getting anything else from the news. We're not getting anything else from the press. We're not getting anything else from RCMP. Right now, it's looking like that they just don't even exist anymore. Everything that we hear from here out is in past tense. There's only really one other thing that this could mean, is that they could have got them already in custody. Yeah. No, they found them on a bank side, close to the river, right along with their clothes. Um, um, but if y'all really stop and think about it, where else would they be? Oh, it'd be awesome if they was alive, love it. They done confirmed that. Oh, they lived in a dungeon at home. That's bad enough. I want to start doing some other people as well. If it works the way that it usually does, whenever you use reverse psychology, it'll even work with the deceased. And I'm going to explain to you what that means. Yeah. If we start on someone else, some of you sent a couple of things on some people. Um, if
Welcome to the days.
If we focus on someone else, it's going to make them children want to speak more to us and get our attention back to them. We'll start hearing more about the situation, what's going on. I don't have to solve anything though. what people don't realize is children, in any case, they will tell their own story. They've done solved their own case. Now it's just up to authorities to make sure that the right ones are in custody. And apparently that is happening as we speak because there's no footage of either one of anybody in this whole vicinity of this being shown out in public. And if they got these kids, got these people and put into custody, they may not make it public until maybe a week or two, maybe a month before court. Yeah. Well, what I do, love, is I give people a voice. It don't make no difference if it's a child, a teen, or an adult. I just try my best not to do any under the age of 5 years old. Sometimes if you try to deal with one that's under the age of 5 year old, they it would just scar you for life. Only like I said, I'm not a psychic. I'm not a medium. I'm a sensitive. I can see, hear, and feel each and every spirit. I can walk through the graveyard, be crying 1 minute, being happy the next, being mad 1 second. I feel it all. And sometimes I can sit right here and tell you everything that you've done and how you're feeling at the moment. But yes, it was Malaya, Daniel, and Durwood, and Cody also done some laying hands on, and Grandma. But the 4 main ones is Daniel, Malaya, his mom, and Numbnuts, Durwood. And it will break Cody's probation, so he'll go back to the pen anyway. So yeah, that's why we're not hearing anything of any of them. I'm pretty sure that they are being interrogated, and if not, we would have done seen footage of them here and there, this and that. There's nothing new. There's nothing new come up, and hadn't been for ever since that they found the bodies. Nothing new. Nothing. All 4 had a hand in it. And I would say right off the top would have been Daniel and Durwood right off the top. But Malaya knew it, didn't do nothing about it because she noticed she did. She'd got beat again too. Yep, they're all connected. But that's all I do here, as far as paranormal wise, is I give people a voice. They can tell their own story. We can't tell them what to say. But when it comes to a child, they'll tell their whole story. Look here, we got this right here in 4 days. In 4 days, from front to back, of what happened to these children. And there's not one thing out of coordinates with that right there. Not one. They solved their own case. That's just the way it works. This could have happened for summer if everything would have went quicker. But people want to wait a timeline before they make that 911 call. I wasn't brought in on the Summers case till it was about 8 or 9 months in. See, I know nothing about it. I don't know. I don't know. I think that they was pissed over some drugs. I think there's some people over, and when they got to realizing what was going on, they probably somebody stole some of their meth, and it just went from there to worse, and the kids took the blunt of it. Like Jack said, he was choked and whipped, and they said that Malaya would get hit just as well. Knocked some of Jack's teeth out. Uh, Bruises all over Lily, and it's just a mess. Cooling over the next 3 days. Boy, wouldn't that be something? Money, drugs, and jealousy. That's the motive behind these kids' murder. Period. Yep. That's the way it happens. So, like I'm saying, I want to start working with some other people, and with us turning our focus to other people will also make them children and their loved ones that's on the other side to start trying to communicate more to us in a way to try to get us back over onto their scale. Two birds, one stone kind of thing. I'm gonna look at some of these that's been sent to me and try to pick one of them to go through, and we'll do them tomorrow. Yeah. But if you want a motive and you want the honest truth, if you want to learn about the paranormal, if you want to see how paranormal works, what it can do, how it can help, and it is amazing, then this is a place for you to be. If you like hearing the truth behind a murder or somebody that's convicted of murder, or if it is or hadn't, we can know within 20 minutes if the person's guilty or not. This is pretty much a learning program here as far as for people learning more about alien, when they learn where people can learn more about the paranormal. That's why there's 98% fan base of female here. They love learning about the paranormal. They love hearing their loved ones. They love being able to speak and hear from their loved ones. And I do sessions a lot, for people. I can do it. I can do it two ways. I can do it where it goes up to the channel. It's $30, or I can do it private. That's where you FaceTime me, and it's $60, and it don't go up to the channel. These kids all around the world will tell their own story. Yet sometimes you got to be patient. Sometimes you got to write down everything and go backwards with it to make out sentences with it, just like we had to do with Jack and Lily. Just the same way I've done with Summer for a long time, until she got to where she was out of that shyness. Now she ain't got a shy bone in her body. That's just the way it works. More you work with somebody, the more you get. The easier it is to get them. Example, Priscilla Perry, a good friend of ours. When she comes on, and sometimes her husband that passed away will mention something about Priscilla, and then all of a sudden Priscilla will pop on, and I say, well, how's the kids and whatnot, and it'll be something that he's already said something about being at the hospital, or something other going on with one of them, because they're not in the best health in the world. And that right there is a love novel that just will not quit. I've done probably 5 to 7 sessions with John, Priscilla's husband, and every time he'll always call her by name, tell her that he loves them, loves the kids. And if you're here long enough, like I said, you'll end up hearing your own name being called. And when you do, if you see, hear, or feel anything over the next couple of weeks, maybe a month or so, don't think nothing of it. It's just their way of letting you know they're around. But I'd like to get back into, thank you, love. I'd like to get back into doing some sessions. Right now, it would really help. With wanted to help get Mother and Larry a daggum headstone and take so much worry off of Wanda. So if anybody'd like to have a session done, hit me up. I'm going to go ahead and call it a night, guys. I love y'all, and I will see you tomorrow.